What's going on, guys? Get123 here with more Grand Theft Auto 5, and as you guys all know, patch 1.16 came out today, and so did the Flight School DLC. The DLC that was rumored for all these weeks finally did come out, and I'm going to start off real quick by telling you my deal with the Flight School DLC. After that, I'm going to tell you all about patch 1.16, all the details of it, and things that you might not notice at the beginning, but basically how patch 1.16 is going to affect you. But first of all, okay. I know that I said I would be making videos about the Flight School DLC and all the planes, but you know what? I'm going to be entirely honest with you. I woke up today, I looked at all of the planes and all of the prices, and I said to myself, this DLC simply is not worth it. I know I talked a lot about it, I said it was cool and everything, but that's also when we thought that the Hydra was going to be included in the Flight School update. So basically, like I said, I looked at the prices, I looked at the planes, and I could not justify the cost to the benefit. I mean, if I want to get a jet, then personally, I'm just going to go to the military base and steal a jet, rather than pay $1.5 million or whatever it costs in-game. I just really, personally, do not feel like it's worth it. Maybe if one of these new planes was really cool, like the Hydra, and it had new weapons on it, but none of these planes even have weapons. There's like a new helicopter and stuff, and personally, like I said, that's really just what it comes down to. I cannot justify the price of these planes, because to buy all these would be, you know, $4 or $5 million. And then what do you get out of it? Well, not really much. I mean, the monster truck, for example, was an awesome addition. There's nothing else like it in the game. Totally unique. I loved it. But new planes, just can't do it. Okay, so on that note, I'm done ranting. If you wanted to see my reviews of all these planes and stuff, there are plenty of other people on YouTube who already uploaded that stuff hours ago. So at this point, you know, I'm not even going to bother buying these things because they're simply not cool enough, not interesting enough. I don't know. I'm a little disappointed. So anyways, okay, done ranting. Now I'm going to tell you how patch 1.16 is going to affect you. There are a lot of changes that came with this, some more significant than others, but I'm going to be reading you guys the top changes. If you'd like to see the entire list of changes, then scroll down into the description below, and I will have a link to the official Rockstar post, but this is going to be the top changes. So for the first one, cash rewards are no longer reduced by 50% on replay of a contact mission. Players will now receive the full reward for completing a mission every time. Nice little update there. You know, hopefully that way we can make a little bit more money, but also players now receive more cash for playing contact missions in groups. So with 2 players you get plus 10%, 3 players you get plus 20%, 4 players you get plus 30% cash. That's not too bad. However, it also says cash and RP for contact missions have been rebalanced. This is to ensure that all contact missions pay out a fair reward in relation to the mission difficulty and amount of time taken. The potential cash payouts have increased significantly overall, although some specific missions have been reduced as a result of the rebalance. Now, I don't know if it's going to talk about this later in the patch notes, but one thing I do want to mention is that Rooftop Rumble was even, oh my gosh, it was nerfed even more. I don't even know what to say. It's even worse than before. They keep making it harder and harder, so while they try to make it sound like this is a good thing, and, you know, they're making these missions better, at the same time, they're just continuing to nerf other ones. I think I heard that Potshot was also nerfed, so I don't know. Anyways, moving on. It talks about how the San Andreas Flight School is now open for business. I'm not going to bother reading that one, because we already know all about that, and it says 2 new planes and 1 new helicopter have been added, but you guys know about that. Anyways, players are now able to purchase and equip a reserve parachute at ammunition, so that's pretty cool. This is your secondary parachute for when your first one goes wrong, and they can choose different canopy designs for their primary and reserve parachutes. 1 new vehicle was added, and that is the Invatero Coquette Classic, and 25 new Flags of the World themed parachute bags have been added to ammunition in GTA Online only. I think that's really neat. In yesterday's trailer, we saw only 6 new flags, 6 new parachute flags, you know what I mean, but it turns out we've got 25 new flags, so chances are, no matter what country you're from, there's a pretty good chance that your flag is on there. I'm sure if you're from some crazy small country that not many people live in and play Grand Theft Auto in, then your flag might not be on there, but chances are it will be. Up next, 6 new multicolored parachute canopies have been added to ammunition, and that is the Air Force Chute, Desert Chute, Shadow Chute, High Altitude Chute, Airborne Chute, and Sunrise Chute. So you guys definitely have a lot of options with the parachutes. I mean, you've got 31 different choices, so there are tons of choices now. But moving on, they say a new flight suit outfit has been added for male and female characters. This is available in all clothes stores in the outfits menu. Moving on, a new flight cap accessory has been added for male and female characters. This is available in all clothes stores in the hats menu. So basically, you might have already seen it. It's basically a pilot helmet type of thing. It's kind of cool. Players who downgrade to smaller garages will now be able to request vehicles stored in previous garages from the mechanic. So, wait, let's read this one again. What does that mean exactly? Players who downgrade to smaller garages will now be able to request vehicles stored in previous garages from... Okay, I see. So that makes sense. Basically, when you want to get rid of a garage and maybe you've got too many cars, you can request the specific cars that you want to keep, is how I'm interpreting that, but I'm not going to be downgrading my garage size, and you guys probably won't either, so that's not going to affect most of us. Up next, players in tanks will now show as such in specific tank icon on the minimap. Awesome! That is very cool. I'm just hearing this for the first time. I actually did not know about that, because this is the first time I'm looking over these patch notes. Personally, I think that's a great addition. I can't tell you how many times I saw somebody in Grand Theft Auto Online killing a bunch of people, and I'm like, alright, you know what, I'm going to intervene here and stop this guy, you know, do what I can, just to drive up to his icon on the map, and it turns out he's in a tank, and he blows me up immediately. So, that's definitely going to be a nice addition to really help educate us on where the real threat is on the map. So, up next, substantial changes made to the on-call functionality to enable players to enter their choices of jobs as quickly as possible. So, I believe how that works is when you go on call on a job, it allows you to continue playing Grand Theft Auto until, you know, it finds a match, and then you'll be automatically put in that job. But nobody really uses on-call, and personally I don't, so I don't know, that one won't really affect me. They also fixed an issue where crew leaders could occasionally be unable to put a crew emblem on jackets or hoodies, so if you're, you know, the owner of a crew, there you go. And they also fixed an issue in the content creator where placed props would not appear correctly. Personally, I never really had that happen to me. All my placed props, you know, appeared perfectly fine to me, but, you know, good change nonetheless. And lastly, a large number of new jobs have been added. So, with those new jobs, we've got a bunch of new versus modes. I'm not going to really rattle all those off. They've just got names that don't really mean anything, like Hot 1, Hot 2, Cold 1, Cold 2, Targets 1, Targets 2, 0, 1, 0, 2. You get the idea. But also, they added new parachutes, 4 new parachutes, added new races as well. Let's see, looks like they added 8 new races: Need for Seed, Under the Wing, Crosswind, Drag Strip, Base Level, Flying Low, Swift Arrival, and the Humane Race. They also added 2 new captures, and in addition to that, a few jobs have been reactivated. Stocks and Scares, Chemical Extraction, Rich Men in Richmond, Hack and Dash. So those ones were previously gone, and they have since been reactivated. And then they've done a bunch of new features and updates. This list gets pretty extensive here, so I'm not going to go through all these. And this is at this point where if you want to look at all this for yourself, then you can click the link down below. The biggest notable difference for me was double tapping up on the D-pad will now bring up the Snapmatic. Previously, you had to bring up your cell phone, then go over to the camera and all that. Now it's just a really quick command that you can enter. So this video is getting pretty long here. It's already 8 minutes long, so I'm not going to go any longer. Like I said, if there's anything that you're dissatisfied with here and you want to, you know, check it out for yourself, link below. And with that, guys, please stay tuned for more videos in the future. I will see you next time.